What's up, y'all? It's your boy Shazni. Alright, so Beast haven't even come out yet. I mean, we are real close. First day, first show, you already know. But the king, the legend, the greatest has been, putting in work on this next feature. And I mean, for now, we calling it Thalapathy66. Man, 66th film. That's wild. I mean, like, goddamn, 4 more. We're gonna be celebrating his 70th film. That's wild when you think about it, especially during this era. That is insane, man. The amount of work he's put in. There's a lot of things I want to talk about Thalapathy as well in this video. First of all, he looks next level, pure straight fire. You already know. But let's start off with Thalapathy 66. I mean, we had very mixed reactions and emotions based on the announcement that we got a while ago. And this announcement's been on the cards a while ago, and we've known about it. And the rumors being like who's going to be the co-lead, the supporting actor, the actress of the film, and that's been kind of a debate, and it's been a lot of pretty significant names out there, and it's officially confirmed that we are getting Rashmika. And I've seen a couple of some people are very excited about it. Some people I think are extremely overreacting to her. I actually liked her, in some of the films I've seen. Only few, I think I might have seen her in one or two movies, um, and I think she's fine. She's good. I like her, and the fact that she's such a massive Thalapathy fan, and I've seen a couple of interviews where she talks about that's her dream. If she had like one dream, that would be with working with Thalapathy, and she had a crush on him and everything. So I think in terms of the excitement, per se, the chemistry that we could possibly expect out of this specific film, I think it's gonna be there. I mean, she's gonna be just in love with Thalapathy essentially. So that's gonna be, I think that's gonna be fun and fine, and we just gotta see her put in her work. I think she hasn't gotten that big film. I think she has a lot of stuff in Telugu. I know she's one of the prominent actresses in Telugu, but this is gonna be her big launch in Tamil, and who else other than the goat, Thalapathy Vijay. So I'm cool with it. I'm excited for it. She's pretty, she's cute, and with what I've seen her, I like her. So I'm looking forward to seeing what she's gonna be pulling off with this film. And we also got the confirmation that the music director is gonna be Thaman. Also, him forever been talking about wanting to work with Thalapathy forever, and he also tweeted that this was like big thing. He's been waiting forever for this moment, and he finally got it. So a lot of fans working with Thalapathy, obviously. I mean, at this point, many people coming into the industries and doing great things are gonna be fans of the gout. I mean, who else? The king, the legend, the greatest. You already know, but it's kind of really great to see that, because I know he's been really wanting that opportunity, and he's, I think, top two composers in Telugu cinema, right? In Tollywood with the DSP. And Thalapathy 66, in terms of expectations, and the filmmaker himself, I've seen all of his work except for one. He did Tola, he did the Maharishi. I'm probably saying the title wrong. The Maharaja film that he did previously, which I quite enjoyed. I mean, it's a very much of a rooted Telugu film in terms of the execution, the over the top emotional beats and stunts and stuff. But it was overall a kind of a fun story. So I enjoyed it for what it was. And it's been a while since this filmmaker has done a film. After that was a big hit for Mahesh Babu. So he's getting an opportunity to work with Thalapathy. And so far, with the in the rumor mills and Twitter feed, you've been hearing what kind of a film we can be expecting out of this. The common thing I'm seeing is the fact that it's going to be the typical statement that I don't necessarily like. It's when they say, "Oh, it's a family film with action, comedy, romance." They basically name every single genre to existence in one movie, and that never really sounds good to me. I don't know what's so exciting about saying it that way. People are like, "Oh my god, this movie's gonna be for family, or it's gonna be everything." But I think the Telugu sensibilities are working across the nation when it comes to Indian cinema, and worldwide as well. They've cracked the code of making great commercial films. The difference between Telugu filmmakers and storytellers, commercial films versus, I guess, our own when it comes to Tamil cinema, is the fact that Tamil cinema tries to play for two fronts, for two groups, right? People, let's say, who are maybe like me, who are more kind of into narrative driven storytelling. I do enjoy Mas and Masala stuff, don't get me wrong, but I think they try to cater to that audience, but also they want to cater to the, I'm not the Viswasam kind of an audience as well. And that's never gonna work, because it's never gonna work. It's only gonna turn out to be a mess from both aspects. It's not. It ends up being not a good masala film, and then not a good narrative film either, because everything feels half-assed, if I'm being honest. And with Telugu cinema, what they've cracked is that we are proud of who we are, and we are proud of what we make. And so when you watch their commercial films, their masala films, there's an authenticity there. Pushpa knows what kind of film it is, and it goes all in it. You get an item song, you get this weird love track, but they commit. So at the end of the day, as an audience, you can feel the sense of commitment and authenticity in the process of executing this film. They're catering to that one genre, and they're putting all of it in it, and they're very sincere about it. They're not trying to like spread it around for different group of people. Like, for example, the biggest issue with Bigil is that Bigil had, listen, Bigil work was a massive hit. 250 crores. We all know it's great, but for me, the issue with Bigil is that for me it's hard to rewatch, is because we have a great Ryapan story, which is what I love. But there's some people like my mom and my sister, they love the whole the woman centric sentimental aspect of that story. And some people also love the first 40-30 minutes of the film, where Talabadi was like more doing comedic stuff, romance stuff, and whatever. So Atli was trying to deliver a film that has all of it, but for me, that does not make the film as good as it could have been. We walked out. Some people walked out like me, be like, maybe you want to see a Ryapan movie. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine, because they're trying to cater to different audiences, but it takes away from the overall authenticity of what Beagle could have been if they commit to a one narrative structure, and then executing with the genre they want to execute with. Like, for example, if they want to make it a masala genre or commercial, whatever it may be, they could have done it. But I don't like the whole spread, or even the idea of a 50-50, right? In Master, a film I enjoyed, but I never liked the idea of, okay, it's a 50% Thalapathy film and a 50% Lokesh film. No, either make a Thalapathy film or make a Lokesh film, because that's the only way you will reach the potential of either side in either aspects. Otherwise, we're getting 50-50. That's 50-50 is not 100, because you're getting only 50% of one thing and another 50% of another thing. It's not going to make it 100. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully with this, having a Telugu director, is going to be a bilingual film with Telugu and Tamil, and all basically the technician and the cast are basically very Telugu heavy. Like Rashmika big in Telugu, Thaman big in Telugu. So of course Thalapathy is really pushing forward for that market as well. And I think Thalapathy specifically chose this film for it to be a contrary to Beast. I think Beast is going to be next level pure straight fire, but I also think it's going to be quite violent. We've been starting to get some ratings from other countries, some having like PG-15, PG-13, and for Thalapathy films, usually it's very kids friendly, but I feel like Beast will push that boundary because of the violence. Like Nelson told us in the trailer, it's gonna be bloody. People are getting cut on basically on clear light. Like it's broad daylight in that mall. And we just see people getting chopped up. So it's gonna be visceral, which I'm in for, which I cannot wait for, which I'm stoked about. But I think he wants something more, I guess, family friendly with this next film that he's going to be picking. That's probably why he chose to do Thalapathy66, and then he's coming back right after that with Lokesh. That's kind of my thoughts on Thalapathy66. I think it's going to be a fun film. I need to see more, hear more to know what kind of expectation I would like to have. But I'm in the mood to see a real, proper, authentic masala film from Thalapathy. I wouldn't mind if the Telugu filmmaker just goes all in with that genre and be pure to that genre itself. If Thalapathy's like, you know what, I did Beast, I did Master, which is a 50-50 thing, and then now here, let's go full on masala commercial aspect, and let's be real to that. Maybe that could end up being really, really fun and could work on a national level. So we'll see how that's going to play out. So that's kind of where my head is at. Let me know how y'all feel and where y'all think this movie is going to land. And I'm pretty confident in the choice of this film based on what he has been doing lately. I think Thalapathy has a very clear plan of how he wants to execute and pick projects for the current new decade. Because last decade was a lot of social message, a lot of political films, and then right now it's all about execution. I think he's focusing a lot on the execution and specific genres and reaching out to a broader audience. If Thalapathy himself can generate a 250 crores film in a single language, right? Primarily being a Tamil language. If you can broaden that up, make it even wider, what he can generate as a box office result and the kind of movies he can actually make is wild. And I think we still got a great 10 years of Thalapathy Prime, and that's something I want to talk about because we really need to listen. Us fans right here, we have my channel is a pretty small community, but we're all diehard fans here, and we do cherish him in every single way possible. But I think even that is not enough for the level of greatness he has been giving us on a consistent basis throughout his entire career. I mean, Beast hasn't even come out yet, and he's already getting his production started for his next film. He takes a little breaks in between and then goes all out. And just the way he looks, man, he looks great. He looks young. He looks next level, pure straight fire. The GOAT, the king, the legend, the greatest. But the fact that he just keeps pushing the level of passion he has for cinema and it's for his fans is amazing because never has there been a Thalapathy film where he looked lazy, he felt lazy. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you see some A-list actors where they kind of honing it in. They want to get it over with, or they're kind of giving a lot of excuses why they're making films and all that kind of stuff. But Thalapathy, he's been disciplined, he's been sincere. I think that's one of the reasons why he's one of the greatest inspirations to many of us, including myself, for sure. So I think it's important for us to cherish Thalapathy, celebrate him in higher levels. I think we already been doing that, but it's really been such a wonderful feeling right now, seeing how actors are choosing projects and how they look physically, or the seriousness and the discipline they take for their films might be sometimes depending on project to project. It's kind of like they pick and choose where to be, 100% disciplined, where they can be like, what, I could kind of half-ass it. You can feel it in some of these films, and sometimes in scenes itself, evidently. But Thalapathy, no matter what he does, you can tell that he 100% put in that work, and he's been quite disciplined, and that's wonderful to see as a film fan and who's been a fan of Thalapathy, since I was like 5 years old. So with that said, guys, that's more of a thoughts on the Thalapathy 66, a couple of the announcement. I know we got more of the technical stuff, but I really have no real thoughts until I see something more, hear something more. If there's anything other significant stuff comes out about Thalapathy 66, I'll definitely will make an update video on this. But I would love to know your thoughts, where you guys stand with this film and how y'all feel about this choice. And you think it's based on coming off Master and Beast, and also looking forward, he has another film coming out with Lokesh. I think that's going to be 100% Lokesh film. So as a diehard Thalapathy fan, and Thalapathy being my favorite actor, I'm really happy and proud of the choices he's been making and the strides he's been achieving, man. And it's been wonderful to see his growth, and it's definitely amazing. And the hype for Beast is unreal. First day, first show, you already know. Absolutely stoked for it. With that said, guys, again, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. I love checking them out. And if you enjoyed this, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and see you guys on my next one. Salute.